our police chief and our building officials to give you an update on what happened today. About 4 a.m. we had a fire that started in the rear courtyard of the Millbrae Recreation Department. The fire started at the exterior and worked up under the eaves and worked up into the interior of the building. It got up into the attic spaces and the narrow spaces between the roofing material and some of our acoustic ceiling, which I will talk about a little bit later. At this point, we have not determined the exact cause of the fire. It's currently still under investigation. Some of the reasons we had difficulty with this fire, as some of you know, is that it was in those attic spaces. So we have this thick acoustic tile, we have the roofing material, and it was just spreading all over the building, and that's why it was very difficult for us to get a hold of. The good news is we have no injuries reported of either our staff or any civilians, so that's the good news. At this point, we have asked the ATF to come in and assist with the investigation as we consider what our causes are. We don't have any concrete evidence of what might have caused it yet. The investigators are still currently working on that. If we get more information on that, I will let you know. The ATF is here because we hit a threshold of having a resource for them to be available, so we're utilizing that because it's our intention to make sure that we use every resource we can to find the cause of this fire. Because it's a huge tragedy for our community, we want to make sure that we use all those resources, and we're going to do everything that we can to figure that cause out. So what we're going to ask from the community is that anybody who may have seen anything, perhaps last night or early this morning, to please contact the San Mateo County Sheriff's Office, Millbrae Division, and Detective Carey is that contact, and his number is 650-259-2321. And anything that anybody may have seen or heard, again, last night or this morning would be extremely helpful. So we're working with the building officials and Public Works to make this area safe. Right now it's a hazardous area, so we have closed the entire facility, including the recreation and the playground to the back, until we can ensure that the area is safe and our investigation is complete. All the park and rec activities have been suspended at this time due to those hazardous conditions, and we'll be working with the city to develop a plan on how to resume those when we get to that point. So at this point, the investigation is ongoing. Again, we suspect it started in that courtyard area on the exterior wall, got into some attic and some plenum spaces, which is what caused that fire to move so rapidly. Some of you have requested some drone footage that we acquired. If you give me your emails, I will make sure you guys get that. We do have that now available, and after this I can get that to you. Other than that, that's all the information I have right now, unless you have questions. Yeah, you know, it's a good question. I don't know yet, right? We don't have any what we're considering accidental causes, electrical, something like that. We haven't seen that. Everything right now is suggesting it started to the exterior for some unknown reason, not related to something that might be accidental. There's no barbecues in that area up against the wall where it started. So, but we do have a point of origin that we are looking into, and as we go through the different layers of ash and char, that hopefully we'll be able to find some stuff. Not identified yet.
Does it look like somebody piled something up there, wood or something else, and set it intentionally set the fire there?
So we can't determine that yet. Our investigators have only recently been able to get to the actual site, and a lot of stuff came down from there. But as you can see, a lot of the roof pieces have come down, some structural members have fallen to the ground. So we're going to go layer by layer to determine what was there maybe originally. At that point, we might see something. But right now, no suspicion of accelerant use that we've identified. Yeah, we've got reports that there were some really small, minor fires previously in the past, so we're going back through our records, working with the Sheriff's Department to see if anything else recently had been reported.
Do you know how many? 1, 2?
I don't have that number. So that's a good point. So what we're asking for is anybody perhaps in the back part of the rec center, any of the residents who may have cameras in their backyard, to look at those. If they have anything for us, please let us know. We're looking at any other security or surveillance cameras that might be in the area to determine that. There's a couple of them around, so we're going to be evaluating that footage in the investigation.
Did the rec center specifically?
The rec center itself does not.
Can you speak to
So this is the acoustic ceiling tile that we were contending with inside the main area of the rec building. There's a big auditorium, so these are used for sound deadening acoustic type material. So what we had is between the roof and this acoustic tile is where the fire was going. You can see some of the char on the back of that. So to get to the seat of the fire, we had to contend with this from the bottom and the roof on the top. And this is why, as you saw earlier, it took us so long to get control of this fire.
So you're saying that may continue to fly out. You're not suggesting that there's any problem about the use of that material.
No, as you can see, there's some charring, and so it does provide some of that protection. We don't think at this point this accelerated in any way, shape, or form, but what it did do is create an access issue for us. So getting access from a 20-foot ceiling is a challenge, and having people on that roof when it's free burning is difficult as well. It's not safe.
So that's fire retardant?
This is old material. I couldn't really comment on exactly its fire resistant or retardant abilities, but you can see that this was a piece that was underneath the fire, did a decent job of controlling it, but again, this was in that space between the roof and this material. So it just contains it and creates sort of a container for it.
Sprinklers in this whole building?
No, this building is an older building, I believe built in 1970, so at that time there were no regulations that would have required sprinklers.
The building is basically considered total loss.
At this point, yes.
Damage estimate?
But don't have an exact figure on that yet, but I know we're talking of more than $1 million, possibly two. No, we had no injuries to any civilians or to any of our crew. So we're considering that, an unfortunate circumstance for the building, but a good circumstance with a significant fire like this with no injuries.
Let me get that. Were you kind of lucky? It's my understanding that the wind was blowing in this direction away from your apartments. Did that kind
Right.
of help? It seems like a lot of these have wood shingle roofs that would have caught fire if the wind was going the opposite direction.
Yeah, well, when the fire started this morning, and I arrived shortly after the fire started, it was pretty foggy this morning, so the wind was kind of swirling as it would normally do. We weren't super concerned about the exposures because we had enough separation from it. So, but yeah, we were lucky it wasn't blowing that direction. A lot of smoke. We know a lot of residents had a lot of that smoke coming their direction if they were downwind of this. But we were doing everything we could to get the fire out quickly.
Chief, is there somebody from the city that can talk to us about what people that bring the seniors here, the kids here, what they can do going forward? We know it just happened.
Yeah, I can see. I know that if there are activities here and you're concerned about where you should go, that you can contact Millbrae City Hall, and they can inform you about what the plan is. Right now, we're working on a plan to resume the activities. We just put the fire out, so we're working on the plan now. Okay. Sure. Yeah, if you haven't contacted me previously, just get back to me and give me your email, and I will make sure that you guys get on that list for that drone footage.
If people want to donate, is there anything like that?
Sandy Oliva, the mayor of Millbrae.
Actually, the Millbrae Community Foundation just recently got together via phone, and they'll be meeting tonight at 6 o'clock to put something together and get that out for us tomorrow.
Okay.
So they have regrouped and getting that togetder.
What's your reaction to seeing this? Such an important place for
My personal reaction?
Yeah.
It's devastating. I mean, add injury to insult to injury, we have, it's summertime. There's hundreds of kids that participate in this that don't regularly participate. And beyond the memories of those that already did in my age group, it's devastating. So displacement is never fun. Terrible. Annie, A-N-N-E, Oliva, O-L-I-V-A. I just want to make a comment to the feeling. Yes, devastating comes the first reaction to all, but if you could look behind, we have council here that was first on the spot to people that were before even us. Our city manager was here in a quick moment, notified all of us. Our staffing was incredible. Our firefighters, our sheriffs, our surrounding neighbors, our cities all came forward together, and I can't thank the participation and the cooperation of everybody together so that nobody got hurt. Nobody got hurt. Whether anybody was inside or working on this project, nobody was hurt. So I'm very grateful for that.
Is the goal obviously to rebuild?
Absolutely.